Today we're going to be taking a look at a very rare pet within Hypixel Skyblock. It really isn't talked about a lot, and today we're going to be figuring out whether it should be talked about more than it actually is. But before we do get into the video, if you've not already joined the Discord, then please consider doing so. It's linked in the description. As always, you should get involved over there. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you all do enjoy. So, you've probably already guessed it, we're going to be taking a look at the Phoenix pet. Now, if you are a newer player, you might not even be aware that this pet is in the game, and I guess a lot of people probably don't actually know how you obtain it. So basically, when you kill any mob within Hypixel Skyblock, you have a very small chance of dropping this pet. It can literally be any mob. It's literally that simple. Now, the Phoenix pet comes in two rarities, Epic and Legendary. Now, as you can see, the Epic pet will set you back around 24 million coins when it's level 100, and the Legendary one is almost 95 mil. Now when you actually look at the stats and the perks that you get from the Epic, and then you look at the Legendary, the only real difference is, well, basically you don't lose coins on death, which Booster Cookie now does, and also you can fly permanently on your private island, which isn't really a problem anymore because Mushroom Soup is so efficient. When you look at the other perks, Legendary gives you slightly more strength, being 30 there, just before you die, and the Epic one only gives you 20, but granted that's only just before you die. And the 4th Flare perk is slightly more buffed in the Legendary variant too, giving you 15 times your crit damage on the 4th hit rather than 13 times. So personally, I don't see why the price difference is so drastic. Maybe the Legendary is just much rarer. For the sake of the video, mine is a level 100 Epic, just because I've sort of invested all my coins into booster cookies and I didn't have the coins to buy the Legendary one. I've actually taken a small loan to get the Epic one, so times are tough. So it's time to do a damage comparison against other pets. Let's see if that 25 million coin price tag is really worth it. So for the damage comparison, we're going to be using this Flower of Truth, not the Living Dagger, purely because this has got Withered, so it'll give slightly more reliable results. I'm essentially not going to be using any armor because this Tarantula helmet is just for show. Don't actually have the Slayer level to use it. First of all, before we do try the Phoenix pet, we're going to try it out in comparison to the Tiger pet. Now, you might be thinking, well, is the Phoenix really, comparable to the Tiger pet? And my question would be, well, what pet really is the Phoenix comparable to? So in that case, just for a complete and utter raw damage comparison, we're going to be using the Tiger pet for now. So bearing in mind this Tiger pet costs around 30 million coins, let's see what sort of damage this Flower of Truth is going to do. Couldn't even see that one. 51k, 51k. And now let's try it with the Phoenix pet. What are we going to do? Didn't quite see that actually, to be honest. 50k, so it's very similar. 50k, 50k. 51k. Okay, not too bad. So in a single hit, it is quite comparable. There's really not too much in it. Obviously, the Tiger gives you 50% ferocity, which basically 50% of the time you will hit double, doing double damage. But on a one-hit basis, it doesn't match up too badly, to be honest. Now, when you look at the other perks, obviously you've got the Rekindle, which gives you strength just before dying and basically makes you immune, which is obviously very nice. It does have a 3-minute cooldown, but it saves you from dying. So that, granted, is a very good perk. Now, like I said before, the 4th Flare perk basically does tick damage on the 4th melee strike. So for that, I think we might try a Slayer, because obviously we need to be able to hit something more than 4 times to see how much damage this Ignite really does. So we're going to ring our good friend Maddox and see what he can do for us. Okay, unfortunately I can only actually afford to do tier 3, which we'll have to do. We'll be able to get a few hits in there. Times really are tough. Okay, so let's see if this actually does anything. I don't know how many times I've hit it already, but I guess we've hit it more than 4 times. Let's see if it's taken any sort of substantial damage. I can't really tell. It doesn't look like it is, to be honest. Maybe we need to hit it again. It doesn't really seem to be having much of an effect on it, to be honest. I mean, he's slowly losing health, but nothing crazy. I think we just need to kill it. I'm not sure what this perk's all about, to be honest. I guess every little helps at the end of the day, but I'm really not too sure about that. Really can't be sure. So, besides the 2 perks, it does give you plus 60 strength, which is obviously a very nice buff. And it also does give you a plus 150 intelligence buff. So this leaves the question, basically, who uses this pet? Like, who would buy this pet? Who is it best for? And to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. There are much better options for a berserk, as you know, like a tiger pet or a lion pet or something like that, or if you've got lots of coins then an ender dragon pet, but in that case this probably wouldn't even be in the question because what's the point? Maybe it would be good for a left click mage, considering it does give you the intelligence buff as well as the strength and crit damage buff. I can't really say it'd be very good for a tank or a healer, and I guess in that sense it's probably decent for an archer, just as it's fairly decent for a berserk, but it's not really your first choice. And I guess that's probably why this pet really isn't talked about a lot. It's because it doesn't really have a real use. Now for the legendary variant, what used to draw people to it was the fact that you could fly on your island permanently, and that was back when mushroom soups lasted for like, what was it, 2 minutes or something? So you'd have to drink a lot of them to be able to fly around for a long time, and obviously it's nice to be able to fly on your island if you're building or pretty much doing anything. So that perk is pretty much pointless now realistically, especially when you consider the price difference of the epic and the legendary. And the other perk, which basically makes you not able to lose coins if you die when you've got this pet equipped, is completely cancelled out by the booster cookie, so that perk's sort of obsolete too. So I guess overall it's not a bad pet whatsoever, it's just not really good for anything. Like granted it's decent all around, but it's, you know, there's much better pets when you actually think about it for what you actually want to do. Nevertheless, I think it's quite cool. Not a lot of people have this pet, and I guess the actual price for it is more based on the rarity of the pet. And also it does look pretty cool, so can't really complain with that. But anyway, this is going to be the end of the video. It's time to go and try and sell this pet and repay my sister with the loan. But anyway, I hope you all did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.